We're here today at the virtual ASCRS this year in an unusual circumstance with the pandemic. And we're delighted to be joined with Jim Yanek, who is Director of Professional Relations with Kala Pharmaceuticals. Welcome.
Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate it.
Really, we just wanted to talk about, with so much going on in the industry right now and the profession, with this circumstance going on, could you walk us kind of through your virtual exhibit that you are having at this year's ASCRS?
Yeah, absolutely. First, I want to say thank you for having me on this, and obviously, hope everyone is safe and healthy. And I want to say that I do want to thank the healthcare workers that are out there right now. ASCRS, the leadership at ASCRS really should be commended for moving this from a live over to a virtual meeting. There was so much work. They had very little time to do it, and we're just proud to be a part of this. And one of the big things is the virtual page. And when you come onto the virtual page for Kala Pharmaceuticals, there's a number of different things that are going to be on there. We're really hoping for a high level of interaction virtually with our physicians. When you first join the page, there is going to be a big banner ad for Inveltis, which is our flagship product that we have at Kala. Once you see that banner ad, you can move into a number of different things. We have a number of different PDF forms of all different types of sales materials. So a physician can walk through basically anything from clinical data to where Inveltis can be used to all the different access programs that we have for Inveltis. So there's a number of different pieces of information that are going to be on there. What we're also excited to have on there is that we also have our amplified video. And the amplified video, it talks about the technology that makes Inveltis unique. It's our mucus penetrating particle technology. And there's also a video that's embedded into the website that physicians can kind of, jump onto and take a look at to learn more about our technology. And really, one of the great things about this page, and I'm really excited about as well, is that there's an opportunity to interact with pretty much anyone from Kala. We have a number of different people from our organization on there, from our regional sales leaders to our medical science team to our VP of sales and marketing. So if a physician wants to interact with any one of us, they can just ping us and shoot us an email on there, and we can really start a conversation with them. There's also a matchmaking feature where there's a kind of Zoom technology that you're able to do as well. So ASCRS really did a great job with these virtual pages.
Are there any special key features of this particular exhibit that you would want to highlight or draw our attention to?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is really just kind of what I touched on, just the fact that we have the PDF forms of all of our different sales materials. So if someone didn't have an opportunity to see them and they really want to dive in and learn more about Inveltis, all of our information is going to be up there again, which is kudos to the ASCRS team to allow us to put that on there virtually. And then just talking about our amplified technology, which is really the backbone of Kala Pharmaceuticals, and what makes our products so unique is that mucus penetrating particle technology.
Okay. And then just in general with the COVID pandemic going on right now, what is Kala doing to help doctors with their re-entry into ophthalmology?
Yeah, it's a really unique time. And first and foremost, we want to be on the physician's timeline, right? So when they open up their practices, we want to be there and be there to support them. The number one thing we heard from physicians is that the most important thing we can do is be there to support them and make sure that the supply chain of Inveltis was still there for them and for their patients. So, even when the doors were closed and now that the doors are even beginning to open across the country, and we do have some representatives walking into practices, we want to be there to support everything for them. And, we've outfitted our team with the proper PPE. So if an office is open and we're able to walk in there, we have the mask, the gloves, whatever it is that's going to make that practice feel comfortable with us being in there. And really, we just want to reassure them that, again, the supply chain for Inveltis is still there. They can still get it at the pharmacies. Our representatives still have, tons of information for them about the product. We also have samples, and we also have our coupons, both in paper and virtually, for patients to be able to access. And again, I can't stress enough just being on a physician's timeline and how they want us to approach being in the practice and in the offices. That's how we're kind of going to take our lead from them.
you have any virtual resources or maybe lunch and learn or anything that you might?
We do. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think like everyone, we're really starting to step up our virtual game. Interacting with physicians through text, phone calls, FaceTime, Zoom meetings, Skypes, really just trying to stay interactive with them. We do have virtual speaker programs that we're able to do now. We do have virtual lunch and learns. So I think this whole technology is really stepping up, and we're also trying to find new innovative ways. And I'm in conversations right now with a number of different companies to try and find out what are some of the best platforms out there, and talk to our physicians on how they would like to interact with us virtually in this new world that we're in. No, I mean, this is just really the first one virtual meeting that's really going to be taking place. So we're excited to see how this takes off, because knowing in the future that a number of other programs, are going to have a virtual component to it. So just seeing how this one goes first off, how the interactions are going to occur, and then how we can build and expand on this process moving forward. I don't think anything's going to replace a live meeting, and we all, really strive for that day when that happens back again. But this is the best technology that we have right now. So being able to see where this goes, and again, just how it progresses in the future. So we're excited.
Continuing with our coverage from Kala Pharmaceuticals, we are now joined with Desiree Owen, who is OD, Associate Director of Medical Science Liaisons with Kala Pharmaceuticals. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Sure, we're so delighted to have you join us as well. And we wanted to kind of talk about some of the presentations. I understand, for instance, that Kala is going to have a poster presentation at this year's meeting. Could you kind of walk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, so we have a poster that is on the efficacy and safety of our KPI 121 0.25%. And it is the combination of safety and efficacy data that has been completed thus far. So Ed Holland will be presenting that poster for us.
And do you happen to know the particulars of what time or where our viewers might watch that?
Yeah, so the posters with this new virtual platform are actually going to be on demand. So our poster will be available at the beginning of the meeting on Saturday morning, and then it will be available for anybody to view at their leisure for the whole meeting.
And then also, I just want to turn to, obviously there's some recent news about the dry eye drug that's in development. Could you speak more about that and some of the data that's out there?
So we announced the exciting top-line results of our STRIDE-3 trial, which was our third phase 3 trial. And in that trial, we got positive results. So we met statistical significance with both of our pre-specified primary endpoints. So that was ocular discomfort severity scores in the overall ITT population, along with the ocular discomfort severity score in the ITT population with more severe baseline symptoms. We also met some key secondary endpoints, which were ocular discomfort severity as early as day 8 in the ITT population, along with conjunctival hyperemia at day 15 in the ITT population. So this was the first clinical dry eye development program that's shown consistent improvement in signs and symptoms in the same population. Yeah, so with the completion of our third phase 3 trial, we also announced earlier this month that we did resubmit our NDA. And Kala, we believe it will be a class 2 submission, and so we should have a response in about 6 months. So overall, just a very exciting time for us over at Kala. And right now, we're really focusing on our dry eye portfolio, as you know. So really kind of focusing on that KPI 121 0.25%.
Okay, sounds wonderful. Thank you.